What if I told you you were only one decision away from absolutely transforming your life? And not a lucky break, a viral moment, or the perfect opportunity falls in your lap, because that rarely happens. But right there, where you are, where you sit, you can make one decision right now at this moment that again will dramatically transform your life. Welcome back to another mindset video here on this channel. But most people sit around and they wait. They wait for the perfect timing. They wait for the right things to fall in place. And the problem is, while you're waiting, you're not making progress. This thought that the perfect moment or the perfect timing will be there just isn't the case. It never is. So, what about these people who don't wait? The ones that are living incredible lives. They've made one fundamental decision and it changed everything for them. And by the end of this video, you'll not only know that decision, but you'll also know key steps to make that decision impactful. I present Serena's teachings. I present his material. Serena is the speaker who can't speak and the writer who can't write. And I'm Chris Stevenson, and I get the opportunity to share all of his wisdom with all of you.
My name is Jerry. As a title, I need to take very my experience. My decision on my hat, but it's my show you how. Bye now.
So today we're talking about the most powerful mindset shift that you can make, right? And you know what that is? It's taking responsibility for your own life. That's the decision. The day you decide to accept responsibility for your life, your circumstances, is the day you can start making the changes necessary to accomplish amazing things and achieve your goals. That's what Serena did. Trust me, he doesn't love being disabled. But at one point in time, that light bulb went off above his head and he thought, you know what? This is what it is, and I don't have to like it, but I do have to accept it. And more importantly, I have to take responsibility for it. So Serena will always tell you that the handicap is not his fault, but it is his responsibility. And the minute he took responsibility, he was able to shift that mindset and accomplish amazing things. So let's be honest. How long have you been waiting? Waiting for the perfect timing, waiting for the right circumstances? Probably a long time. Many of us do. Right? Well, today it's time to make this decision and take that action. And we have the excuse inventory, right? There's all sorts of excuses and common reasons why people aren't out there pursuing their goals. Politics, the economy, unfair systems, I don't have the right connections, lack of resources, lack of opportunities, or sometimes past failures, right? Those are the things that we've fallen short in the past and that holds us back. But listen, there's a hidden cost to all of those. Every day you wait, your dreams get smaller. Create a vision for your life. In order to be successful and accomplish amazing things, you have to have that vision. And one of the keys with that vision that Serena will tell you is it has to be crystal clear. We've met tons of people and we've all been there where we think we know what we might want or we have some idea. That's never enough. It has to be a crystal clear vision. And this is where you need to spend time reflecting on the past, thinking about where you want to go, uninterrupted time, looking at others who have achieved things that you may want to achieve. But use all of those things and more in order to create that vision for your life and make sure, again, that it is crystal clear. The map. After you've created that crystal clear vision, you need a map to get there. It's not just going to happen. So what you need to figure out is this is the process of everything that has to happen for you to accomplish your goals, right? For you to figure out how to get to that vision that you have, right? And along the process, some of the things will be easy steps. You'll just get them, you'll understand them, and you'll be able to implement them. Others won't be, and you've got to figure those things out. And by the way, on this journey, the map changes a little bit. So you have to audit your processes, figure out if you need new skills or new habits, what changes you have to make, because it's not static. It's not like you figure out, here's what I need to do, and that just is what it is. It changes, the world changes, life changes. Right? So you got to audit the process along the way to make sure it's always the most optimal process to help you get to those goals and accomplish the vision, right? And again, you're going to have to work through some issues. There will be challenges, but the bottom line is if they have a crystal clear vision, you will find a way. Habits and actions. These are the building blocks of your process, right? It's habits and it's decisions. And every decision you make either takes you closer to your goal, keeps you in place, or sets you back. So know that every decision you make is very impactful, and that's why it's important to make sure that you're making good ones and they're thoughtful. Same thing with habits. The habits that you have either take you forward, keep you static, or move you backwards. So assessing those habits, right? And are doing an audit and saying, are the habits that I currently have helping me get closer? And if so, how do we get even better at those and add more of those? If I look at that and say, these are things that are keeping me in place or holding me back, okay, how do I change those habits? How do I get rid of those habits? Right? And the same thing with decisions, right? We all make decisions every single day, decision after decision, some subconscious, some very conscious. But know that when we learn to make better ones, when our habit becomes becoming a great decision maker, we're going to have that much more success. And the way Serena looks at it, it's he has a disability. So the quality of his decisions have to be good enough to help him deal with that disability, to help him compensate for having it in order for him to be successful. Opportunities. We hear it all the time. I just don't have enough opportunities. And while that may be accurate sometimes, people occasionally get lucky and an opportunity falls right in front of them, but it's still your job to seize that opportunity. But again, sitting around and waiting for opportunities to happen is like waiting for that perfect timing. It's likely never going to be there. People that are successful, like Serena, go out there and they create opportunities. They're looking at everything and how can I seize this opportunity? How can I maximize this opportunity? And how can I make it an even bigger opportunity? And that's just one of those keys, right? Again, sitting around and waiting means we're not moving anywhere. Go out there and seek opportunities, and start small. You always have the opportunity to read a book, listen to a TED Talk, listen to a podcast, watch an educational video, work with it. Those are always there. So start with those small opportunities that are going to help move you forward, increase your knowledge base, help you build better habits. And then as you start to do that, you can start to seek out those bigger opportunities, right? And once you get those big opportunities, you grab them and you maximize those opportunities. So back to that one big decision that changes everything. We said it before. Serena says it all the time. He's lived it, and it's one of the reasons he's become so successful. And that's you have to take responsibility for your life. And what that means, again, is you're responsible for your thoughts and actions. You're responsible for what happens. You're responsible for your emotions and the way you react when challenges come your way. You're responsible for finding solutions to deal with those challenges. Again, with Serena, his disability is not his fault, and it stinks and he hates it. But it is his responsibility. It's his responsibility to figure out, I want to accomplish these amazing things. And he has, because he owned his responsibility of having a disability and he figured out ways to deal with that. But that's a huge power shift, right? When you start taking responsibility, you reclaim your power. And that's an amazing feeling. So stop giving your power away to circumstances you can't control and make sure that you take responsibility for your life.